Crowned in chaos, the rebellious Queen Boudica. Step into the fascinating world of Queen Boudica, a legendary figure whose name resonates with rebellion and defiance. As a formidable warrior queen of the Iceni tribe in the 1st century AD, she fearlessly led a remarkable revolt against the mighty Roman Empire. Though her rebellion was eventually crushed, Boudica's tale remains a captivating and enduring source of inspiration, reminding us of the unyielding spirit that refuses to bow down to oppression. Join us on a journey through history as we uncover the extraordinary legacy of Queen Boudica and her unwavering determination to challenge the forces that sought to suppress her people. Born around 30 AD, Boudica was raised in the Iceni tribe, an influential Celtic clan based in what is now modern-day Norfolk, England. Her upbringing was steeped in the tribe's customs and history, as well as the art of combat. As a young woman, Boudica would have been trained in various weapons and fighting techniques, alongside her male counterparts, reflecting the unique status of women in Celtic society. Celtic women enjoyed a level of freedom, protection under the law, and social standing that was highly unusual in the ancient world. They could serve as both warriors and rulers, and were well respected within their tribes. This environment fostered a strong sense of independence and capability in Boudica, which would later serve her well in her struggle against the Romans. At the age of 18, Boudica married Prasutagus, the king of the Iceni tribe. Their union was celebrated with a lavish ceremony, during which they offered gifts to the Celtic gods. Together, they had 2 daughters, Isolde and Seora. The Roman Empire invaded Britain in 43 AD. The majority of the Celtic tribes were forced to submit. However, the Romans allowed some Celtic kings, including Prasutagus, to retain a degree of power in exchange for their allegiance. The Iceni tribe was one of the few that maintained a client-state relationship with Rome, allowing them to preserve some semblance of autonomy. Unfortunately, this uneasy alliance would not last. Upon the death of Prasutagus around AD 60, the Romans disregarded his will, which left his kingdom jointly to his wife, daughters, and the Roman emperor. Instead, they annexed Iceni lands, enslaving their nobles and seizing their property. The final straw came when Roman soldiers publicly humiliated Boudica by flogging her and raping her daughters. Enraged and seeking vengeance, Boudica rallied the Iceni tribe and several neighboring tribes, uniting them under her leadership. Together, they prepared to take on the mighty Roman Empire. According to ancient historian Tacitus, Boudica delivered a stirring speech to her assembled forces, declaring, "We British are used to women commanders in war. I am descended from mighty men, but I am not fighting for my kingdom and wealth now. I am fighting as an ordinary person for my lost freedom, my bruised body, and my outraged daughters. Consider how many of you are fighting, and why. Then you will win this battle, or perish. That is what I, a woman, plan to do. Let the men live in slavery if they will." Her words galvanized her troops, and they set out to challenge the Romans in a series of battles that would define Boudica's legacy. Boudica's forces initially achieved stunning victories against the Romans, taking them by surprise and sacking several major settlements, including Camalodunum, modern-day Colchester, and Londinium, London. Archaeological evidence confirms the destruction wrought by the rebels, revealing that these towns were razed to the ground. The success of the rebellion was due in part to the fact that much of the Roman military in Britain was preoccupied with a campaign in Wales, leaving Boudica's forces to face only small pockets of resistance. As the revolt gained traction, the size of her army swelled, with some estimates suggesting up to 230,000 warriors joined her cause. Despite their early victories, Boudica's forces ultimately met their match at the Battle of Watling Street. Roman general Gaius Suetonius Paulinus, having returned from his campaign in Wales, assembled a force of approximately 10,000 soldiers to face the vast rebel army. Although Boudica's forces greatly outnumbered the Romans, they were at a disadvantage in terms of training, equipment, and battle experience. Furthermore, their tactical position was compromised, as they were hemmed in by a narrow defile and forest, preventing them from utilizing their superior numbers effectively. The Roman legions employed their superior tactics and discipline to devastating effect, launching a barrage of spears at the Britons before charging in a wedge formation. The rebels were unable to hold their ground, and their retreat was hampered by their own supply wagons, which they had placed near the front lines. The Romans pursued and slaughtered the retreating rebels, effectively ending the revolt. Following the battle, Boudica is believed to have either taken poison to avoid capture or succumbed to illness. Despite her defeat, her story has endured as a symbol of courage, defiance, and resistance against oppression. Queen Boudica has been celebrated in various forms throughout history, from poetry and plays to statues and works of art. Her legend has been embraced by different cultures and political movements, each seeking to claim her as their own. In the centuries that followed, Boudica's legacy as a warrior queen endured, inspiring men and women alike to fight for their freedom and resist tyranny. Even today, her name remains synonymous with courage, determination, and the indomitable spirit of resistance. Boudica's tale is one of fierce determination, bravery, and defiance in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Though her rebellion ultimately ended in defeat, her story has left an indelible mark on history as a powerful symbol of resistance against tyranny and oppression. As we continue to uncover more about her life and the world she lived in, Boudica's legacy serves as a reminder that even in the darkest times, the human spirit can rise up and challenge the forces that seek to dominate and subjugate. Thank you for joining us through this journey through the life of one of the most rebellious queens, Boudica. Stay tuned to Decoding the Past for more intriguing videos exploring the captivating stories of our ancestors.